It's been a whole week since Wine saved Jungkook. Jay had already taken over his clan, and according to news, the notorious Mafia Jungkook was declared dead, with his body currently missing. He was not an ordinary man. Every criminal organization was looking for his body. It could be a huge trial for anyone who found it. Jungkook stood behind a wall. He was clad in all dark outfit, one that was supposed to hide him in the shadows. The hood covered his face as he, with precision, dodged the security guarding his own mansion and used the back door to get inside. It was his own home, but he had to get inside without being seen. His steps as quiet as ever as he neared the study. Holding a gun in his hand, his face was covered by a mask. As he succeeded in passing the security, he quietly entered the study and pointed his gun. He didn't know if Jay was inside or not. He hoped so though. In case Jay was not there, he had plans of stealing a few files. It was practically not stealing since they belonged to him. Something didn't sit right, and he needed to discover the truth. Jungkook, however, was taken aback at the sight inside. Jay was there, on a gunpoint, by someone who seemed to have quietly barged in as well. A woman he knew, a woman he was into, Ryan. Jungkook, what's going on here? He removed his mask and lowered his gun. Yet Ryan kept Jay on a gunpoint. She didn't look like the woman he saw that night, the lonely and the vulnerable one. She looked sinister, with those siren eyes filled with anger and madness. She looked like someone people needed to be aware of. Jay, you're alive? His eyes widened up in shock, or maybe horror. Jungkook had to do his business, had questions to ask, but he couldn't ignore the tension coming out of Ryan. Her eyes were filled with hatred as she stepped near Jay and placed her gun against his forehead. Jay, you won't survive this. Ryan, worry about yourself. She pulled the trigger, but right that instant, Jay held the gun and bullet flight right past him, injuring his temple in the process. He kicked Wine and the gun out of her hand. His vision was dizzy. He couldn't stand straight, but he was going to survive. Jungkook immediately held Wine before she suffered any damage. But she was no lady who needed to be protected. Jungkook, what's going on? He was caught in between when Wine marched towards Jay. Wine, you killed Mirai. That's when Jungkook halted in his steps. He had business to clear with Jay, but he felt like it was not his place to intrude. Wine walked up to Jay and punched him. Jay was vulnerable and unable to protect himself. Wine punched him again and then again, clouded by anger and memories of Mirai. She couldn't forgive her murderer. Jungkook wrapped his arm around Wine when he felt like She was hurting herself more than she was hurting Jay. She resisted, yelled, wanting to beat him more, but he pinned her against the wall. Jungkook, calm down. Wine, let me go. He took her away from me. She tried to push Jungkook away, yet he held her there even if he had to use force. The madness in her eyes turned into pain, something she never let anyone see before. Wine, why won't you let me? Because he's your friend? Those words hit Jungkook deep down his heart. There was a knock at the door, and they got alert. The room was soundproof. The inside sound couldn't leave the room. Sir, someone called. Jungkook, we are taking him. He left Wine's side and picked up Joy over his shoulders, who was unconscious by now. Wine moved quickly as well, clearing the way to the window and making sure the escape was all clear. It was hard taking a whole body outside the territory, filled with such security, but they succeeded as a team. They brought him to a place hidden from the world, underground somewhere. Wine would have to come here at least a few times to remember the way. Wine, do anyone know about this place? Jungkook, just me, and now you. Wine, and you are going to die. Were you going to take this to the grave? Jungkook shrugged, and Wine wondered why he would tell her about such top hidden place. Jungkook left Joy in a room restrained against a chair. As he stepped out of the room, he found Wine staring at the night sky. Her hands were balled into fists. How badly she wanted to finish him off. Jungkook walked up to her and quietly sat beside her. Wine, what were you doing there? I thought you wanted to hide from her. Jungkook, I got a few leads. All of this seems off. I believe I was betrayed. Jungkook chuckled. Wine knew. He must be really hurt inside. According to what he told her last time, he considered Jay a brother more than a friend, and being betrayed by him would be really hard to overcome. She lost a friend, but at least not like this. Wine, thank you for stopping me back then. If he had died, I wouldn't be satisfied. Jungkook, I've done things in my anger I regret. I didn't stop you because he's my friend. Wine, what will you do if you're really betrayed? Jungkook was quiet. She knew it was a sensitive topic. She shouldn't have touched it. There was silence for a long time. Jungkook, Wine, if you didn't betray me, I might not let you take your revenge. You might have to go through me first. Wine, and if he betrayed you? Jungkook, then he's all yours. Wine scoffed and Jungkook stood up. Wine, so it's all about you after all? Jungkook, I didn't reach this position giving things away for others. Jungkook turned and decided to go check on Jae. He knew how important Mirai was for Mayan, and there was no way she would give up on revenge. He halted in his steps when he heard her voice. Vine, protect him all you want then. He will be mine to kill. To be continued.